The clock is ticking, and every container ship leaving Chinese ports right now is racing against a tariff cliff that could erase billions in profit overnight. That single sentence captures the drama unfolding in global trade this week. On the surface, China's July export numbers look like a pleasant surprise, up 7.2% year-on-year, smashing the 5.4% consensus forecast. But peel back the headline, and you'll find a frantic scramble. Factories running extra shifts, freight rates spiking, and exporters stuffing every last pallet onto vessels before an August 12th deadline that could make those goods 40%, 60%, or even 100% more expensive for American buyers. But here's where it gets controversial. Some analysts argue this beat is actually a mirage. The surge isn't driven by healthy, sustainable demand. It's a one-off panic shipment spree. If the U.S. and China fail to ink a durable deal by next Monday night, the same cargo that juiced July's figures could become stranded inventory when the new tariffs slam into place. Let's unpack the numbers and the geopolitical chess game behind them. 1. The July data in plain English. Exports, plus 7.2% YY. From June, plus 5.8%. Think electronics, furniture, toys, and anything else that can be rerouted through Southeast Asia. Imports, plus 4.1% YY. Economists expected negative 1%. Soybeans, crude oil, and copper all jumped. But much of that looks like strategic stockpiling rather than roaring domestic demand. Trade surplus, $98.2 billion, down from June's $114.8 billion. A narrower surplus sounds modest, yet it still dwarfs most countries' annual GDP. 2. Why Southeast Asia is suddenly the hottest transshipment hub on Earth. Picture a smartphone assembled in Shenzhen. Instead of flying the direct route to Los Angeles, it now detours through Vietnam or Malaysia, gets a new certificate of origin, and voila, sidesteps the steepest U.S. duties. Shipments to ASEAN leapt 16.6% in July, while direct exports to the U.S. tumbled 21.7%. Trump's new 40% tariff on rerouted goods, which took effect Thursday, is designed to close that loophole. The big question, will customs officers in Long Beach be able or willing to trace every circuit board back to its true factory floor? 3. The tariff menu nobody ordered. 40% on goods that merely touch a third country before entering the U.S. 100% on Chinese semiconductors and pharmaceuticals. An extra 25% on any nation that keeps buying Russian oil. An indirect shot at Beijing, still Moscow's top energy customer. And this is the part most people miss. These aren't just taxes on Chinese companies. They're seismic shocks for Mexico, South Korea, and even Germany, whose factories rely on Chinese components. When the U.S. sneezes, the global supply chain catches pneumonia. 4. Commodities corner. Record soybean imports. But is anyone actually eating more tofu? China's July soybean haul hit an all-time high, almost entirely sourced from Brazil. Yet domestic pork demand remains sluggish, hinting that crushers are hoarding beans as a hedge against future price spikes or supply disruptions. The same pattern shows up in crude oil and copper. Buy now, worry later. 5. Markets are whistling past the graveyard. Chinese and Hong Kong equities opened higher on Thursday, buoyed by rumors of a possible Trump-Xi summit later this year. Traders love a good handshake story, but veteran diplomats warn that a single photo op won't untangle years of mistrust. One Beijing-based policy advisor told me, half joking, "We're pricing in peace and loading up on popcorn for the next tweet storm." 6. The elephant in the room. China's property slump. While all eyes are on trade, a quieter crisis festers at home. New construction starts are down double digits, dragging iron ore imports lower and chilling demand for everything from cement to kitchen appliances. Until Beijing finds a way to revive household confidence, perhaps through deeper social security reform or direct consumer stimulus, import growth may remain a head fake. 7. What happens after August 12th? Scenario A. A last-minute mini-deal kicks the can down the road. Tariffs rise only modestly, and the export surge reverses in September. Scenario B. Talks collapse, the full tariff barrage lands, and global supply chains fracture into China-friendly and U.S.-friendly blocks. Think Cold War 2.0 with container ships. Scenario C. The dark horse. Trump declares a national emergency, invoking powers that go beyond tariffs, restricting Chinese banks' access to dollar funding or banning entire product categories. Beijing retaliates with rare earth export quotas. Markets throw a tantrum. Controversial take. Some free market economists argue that, painful as it sounds, a clean break might ultimately force both economies to diversify and innovate faster. Others counter that the collateral damage, especially to low-income consumers who depend on affordable Chinese goods, would be morally indefensible. So where do you stand? Do you believe the July export spike is a genuine sign of resilience or just a temporary blip before the tariff storm? Should Washington prioritize punishing transshipment, even if it hurts allies like Vietnam and Mexico? And if you were advising Beijing, would you cut a quick deal or call Trump's bluff and risk a 100% semiconductor tariff? Drop your thoughts below. Agree, disagree, or roast my scenarios. The comment section is open, and the deadline is closer than you think.